Hello, everyone. It's Laura Milligan, and it is a Thursday. And I don't always go live on Thursdays, but sometimes I do. And I call this my Facebook Live Take Two. So thank you for joining me today. I have just one project I'm going to share with you today. On Monday, I shared two cards that I made using the Be Jolly stamp set from our mini catalog. It's so cute. And so I just have one other project that I want to share with you today. Before I do that, I have just a couple reminders. One is today is the last day to register for my Nuts About Squirrels B-Box class to go. So get your registration in. It's a super cute class, and you will find the details. You can look on my blog, or I will actually link it when I'm done with this Facebook Live today. And then yesterday, or actually just this morning, I released a new class that I'm offering. Every month I partner with my demonstrator friend from Canada, Sherry Roth, and we do a class to go. And so this month we are featuring a new early release set of products that will be in our January to June mini catalog, and we are allowed to order it early, and it is gorgeous. It's called Eden's Garden. So hopefully you are on my email list. If you're not, you need to sign up, because that's how I let people know about everything that I'm doing and any special classes or any specials that Stampin' Up! Is offering. So I will link that too. So please, if you're not on my email list, please click on that and sign up. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my phone down and show you what I have for you today. So this is, these are the two cards that I made on Monday. And one of the things that I talked about was that Santa Claus doesn't always have to be red, right? I mean, that's, I think, the traditional way we think of Santa. This was a pop-up card that I made. That was on Monday, and then this was the other one, and I made Santa in blue, and I got a lot of really good comments and responses from this, and I think people kind of like him in a blue suit for a change, something different. All right. The other thing before I show you my project today, I want to mention that you should go to my blog, because I am doing a week of tricks and treats on my blog. All you have to do is comment every day on the post, and I will pick a random winner, and I'm giving away some prizes, so some treats. No tricks involved, just treats. So go to my blog, which is lauramilligan.com, and leave a comment, and you may be the winner. You have to answer the question. So today's question on my blog is whether you carve a pumpkin, whether you'll be carving a pumpkin or not this year. So let me know and do that right on my blog, and it'll be fun to see who the winner is. Today's winner will be announced tomorrow. And I'm giving away something every day this week leading up to Halloween, which is on Sunday. So there are still a couple more days to participate. Okay, so here is my cute little stamp set called Be Jolly. It's in our current mini catalog, and this is the project that I'm going to be making today. And I love vintage Santas. Hey everybody, how are you? I love vintage things, and I've got a lot of vintage decorations, and I love especially Christmas vintage things, and so I thought it would be fun to make a Santa. I'm going to hold this up a little bit so you can see him. Make a Santa in more of a vintage suit. So let me show you how I did this. I actually love these little frames, and I'm always looking for them, and I have done a couple things with this particular size in the past, and anytime I see these little frames, you can be sure I'm going to snatch some of them up. So what I need for this, I actually thought it would be fun to stamp Santa on our white velvet paper, because I thought it would be cute to have him have a fuzzy suit. And this is actually, I wish you could feel this. Hi, Judy. I wish you could feel this. So Judy was on my bingo last night, and she was one of the winners. So congratulations, Judy. I'll be getting your prize in the mail to you today. But anyway, I wish you could feel this because it's soft. It's like, it is actual real velvet. And then on the back, it has like a paper backing. So what I'm going to do is take this stamp, and I'm going to stamp my Santa Claus. I'm going to do that in early espresso ink. We'll ink that up. And I'm going to stamp my Santa. And anytime I have something that's not like a regular cardstock surface, I just give it a second for that ink to kind of soak in. So there he is. And what I have learned is once you stamp this on the velvet, same as if you're stamping on, for example, our cork. We did that last night when we made our cards for bingo. You want to let that sit a minute so that the ink has a chance to dry. So I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to take, hi Cindy. Then I'm going to take, hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Then I'm going to take the same Santa Claus and stamp him on just regular basic white cardstock. And I'm going to do a little coloring. I am using Petal Pink for his face. I like to use the bullet tip, the fine tip. Just going to add some color to him. And of course, when you're using the blends, you always want to work on a piece of paper because it will, you can barely see it, but the color does saturate the paper. So you want to be sure to protect your work surface. And I'm going to give him a little happy smile there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my dark Petal Pink, and he needs a little bit of a rosy cheek. Like that. Okay. Then I'm going to just add a little bit of light smoky slate to his beard. Just going to kind of go along the edge just to give this a little bit of a dimension. Just a little bit, and on these. Okay, that's all. I'm going to give him a little bit on his eyebrows as well. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is take my color lifter and just soften these lines a little bit. I like the color lifter. I used to not use it, but then once I started using it, I actually really like it. So I'm just softening those edges of his beard because we know it's soft and fluffy, right? Okay, so there's that part. Then what I'm going to do is cut this out, and I am going to use my paper snips. And I'm just going to start on this. What I really want to show you is up here. What I'm doing is cutting. I'm just going to cut his face and his eyebrows because the rest of the Santa is going to be on the velvet. So I'm just going to cut around like this. Let's go around that like that. And I'll just keep going. Here's one that I've already done. So he looks kind of funny like that, but we're just going to use that part. And then this is probably okay to use now as well. I'm going to add some color to him. I like to just give, like I said, the velvet a little bit of a chance to dry. Now I'm just going to take, this is my light crumb cake, and I'm just going to use the bullet tip and just carefully add some color to his belt. I wanted to keep him pretty neutral and soft, so I chose to use crumb cake rather than like black for his belt. I just wanted to make it a little bit different. So that's all I'm going to do with my Santa as far as coloring. So then what I needed to do was to cut that out. And so I did that with my paper snips, and you can see where I followed the line where the top of his head and his eyebrows are. So that's one piece, and then his hat is another piece. So then to put this together, I have a 3x3 piece of designer paper. This is from the Tidings and Trimmings designer paper. Yes, Colleen, she says she likes the Santas that aren't traditional red. I like all Santas. I actually have a big collection of Santa Clauses. Okay, and I'm going to just attach this with a glue dot. This is a snowflake, and these, one side is glossy, the other side is flat. I'm going to put the glossy side up. I'm just going to attach that with a snowflake. I'm sorry, with a glue dot right there. And these are from, that snowflake is from this packet. These are called Wonderful Snowflakes. They really are wonderful. You get 24 in a pack, and they are packaged very carefully, and they actually pop out really nicely. There's tissue paper between all the layers, and let me just show you, because I'm always afraid with something delicate like this, I'm going to tear it, but look how easy this just pops right out. I kind of prefer the glossy side, but there are times when you probably would want to use the just regular flat side. Okay, we're ready to put this together. This is a pretty quick project. So I'm going to start with my Santa Claus, and let me see if I have my glue. You know what? I'm going to go grab it. Hold on one second, because I really need that for this. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm gonna just add my Santa, and you can see how in my sample his feet and hands stick out. I like the dimension that creates. So I'm really just going to put some adhesive on the center of Santa Claus to hold him in place. Just put him there about like that. Just gonna make sure, yep, that'll fit. Okay, so we're just gonna attach him in the center there. And then the next layer will be his hat, and I wanted to pop his hat up, so I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. Actually, I'm just using regular dimensionals. This will be just fine. Just going to put one right there, like that, and then just going to cut a little snippet. I cleaned off my desk this morning, and so I put things away, I can't find them. Does that ever happen to you? Okay, so I'm just going to put this where it would go as if I hadn't cut it, so that's just going to pop up like that. Next, I'm going to take the face, and I also wanted to pop that up, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of Santa's face. And that's just going to be positioned. It's almost like putting a puzzle together right where I cut it. There, his eyebrows just fit right in place there like that. And then to finish, isn't he cute? Don't you think he's cute? And like I said, I wish you could feel his fur coat, because it is adorable. Then I just wanted to add a little word. So I used, Becky says you can use the scrap pieces left over after you remove the snowflakes and use another die or punch that are snowflakes. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Becky. Okay, so then I'm going to I wanted to just add a word to this, and I chose Merry, and I wanted it to be pretty small. So I found a small little Merry Christmas in the Peaceful Deer stamp set, so I'm going to use that. I have these little scraps these are 1/2 inch strips. When I cut cardstock for the inside panel of my card, you cut those 4 by 5 1/4, so you end up with these 1/2 inch strips. I use them all the time. I save them anytime I need a word like this. I just pull them out and I can cut them to the size that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. This is Early Espresso. Okay, got that. And I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. Cut off the Christmas. I think I'm going to take this and just trim a little bit off the top, because this really can just be cut pretty close to the word. So there's my Mary. And so what I did, and I could, if I trimmed this Christmas down a little bit, I could probably put it somewhere, but I wanted to just keep it a little bit simple. So what I did was made a teeny little slit in Santa's glove. I'm going to step a little bit off the bottom of this. I'm just following the line of the words. And that is just going to be right, tuck right there where I made that little slit. Just going to be tucked right in there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive. And just going to slide that in place right there so it kind of looks like Santa's holding it. There we go. Just like that. So cute. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is, just to finish this, I wanted to add some sparkle, some bling, and so I just chose my basic rhinestones, and I'm just going to put a couple of those right around the snowflake. I put 3 of them. You could put more if you want. Okay. And that is my project for today. Quick, easy. And so then what I would do is just put this right in my frame, and you can see how I left the top of his hat loose because I wanted that to pop out a little bit, because I like how that gives the whole frame some dimension. So it is a super quick, easy project, but also really fun. I like these little framed pieces like this because I think you can set them anywhere as you're decorating. They're just super cute, and they'd be cute on your desk. They would be cute on a windowsill or any kind of little side table, coffee table, whatever. I just think those are really cute. So that, and this one actually stands up like this. Just like that. So he's a cute little guy. I'm going to bring in these other 2 cards. So these are my Be Jolly creations for this week, and I hope that you enjoyed them. Be sure to leave a comment, because I will be giving away these 2 cards and this little piece on Monday when I go live again at 1 o'clock. So be sure to check back then. And I'm going to switch back up here to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you all have a great weekend. Be sure to head over to my blog and leave a comment, because I would love to have you be the one that receives the treat for the day. All you have to do is leave a comment. I've asked some fun questions this week. Today it's whether you'll be carving a pumpkin or not for Halloween. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, and I hope to see you again on Monday. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.